Hello and welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Hope you're all staying safe and well during these crazy times. So today's lesson is the alternative version of Blood Brothers from the Blood Brothers EP. Thanks very much to patron Arnaud Change for the request. Also be sure to follow to the end of the video as I'll be going through a few other electric parts that aren't in the walkthrough. So now what I'll do is play the whole song through and you'll see tab appear on the screen. Then I'll come back and go through all the individual parts. See you in a bit. Hello and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we're going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, so this song is in the key of F minor. What you're going to do is put the capo on fret 1. Okay, so what we'll do is go through the chords first. So what we've got is an E5 chord. I think this is what Bruce is doing. He's used this kind of power chord before. It sounds really cool. So what you've got is 0. You're basically barring the 2nd fret. We're calling it the 2nd fret because of the capo. And then little finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Sometimes you can play it with the open B and E strings as well because of the capo. Okay, so that's 0, 2, 2, 4, 0, 0. But in the main riffs, we're basically just going to use these 4 strings. 0, 2, 2, 4. cool, so that's E5. Then we also got E sus4. And that's all we're going to do really for this is basically take our little finger off so that the second fret of the G string is ringing. Really cool chord this, E sus4, so that's 0, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so that's E sus4. Then we've got E minor, classic chord. That's a fretwise 0, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0. Then we've got G major, D major. So G major again is 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. Classic G major chord. D major, 0, 2, 3, 2. But the root note is on the D string. Again, they'll all be called slightly different because of the capos. For example, D major would technically be called an E flat, but we won't go into that. We'll just use our sort of normal chord terms, okay? So we've got E5, E sus4, E minor, G major, D major, C major. Classic chord. So 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. Root note is the A string. Okay, and then we've also got a B chord, which is technically a C chord normally, but we kind of call it a B because of the capo. So this only happens once at the end of the middle 8 section. So fret-wise, we've got 2, 4, 4, 4, 2. Again, calling those 2, 4, 4, 4, 2 because of the capo rather than 3, 5, 5, 5, 3. That makes sense. Cool, so there's not too many chords. Again, there's lots of layers, lots of instruments going on, but this should do it. Okay, cool. So what we'll do is go through the 4-bar main riff first. Okay, so this happens in the intro, also the first break, the second break, and then outro. What I'll also do is put the song structure up on the screen now. So you should be able to, you might find that quite useful to kind of get used to how many times you play each section. So any chords in brackets means there's however many bars and however many chords in that particular bar, okay? So let's go through that 4-bar riff, okay? So I think this is kind of the main, this is happening quite a lot in the song. So again, intro, first break, second break, and in the outro, okay? So what you've got is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, so what's happening here is he's playing the E5 chord first, and he's going to go down, down, down. So 1, 2, 3, and then and 4, and. So the strumming pattern on its own is going down, 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 up, down, up. Then what we're doing is we're changing to the E sus4 on the and of 3, I think. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it just sounds really cool. 1. Also, you kind of want to play the bassier notes first to start the bar. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. This sounds really cool. You've also kind of got the bass guitar doing a slightly different melody. So you'll be able to hear it on the backing track that I've made. Okay, so cool. So that's the first bar and the first 3 bars actually of this main 4-bar riff. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2. Bar 3. Then bar 4, you're just going to do the same pattern but carry on with the E sus4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And that'll work really well. Okay, so that main 4-bar riff. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And that'll work really nicely. Cool. So now what we'll do is we'll go through the first and second verses. Nice and simple. And the strumming pattern is actually going to be the same as you've done for that main riff. Down, 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 up, down, up. So that's 2 crotchets or quarter notes and then 4 quavers or 1/8 notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. But again, the best thing to do is kind of play the bass notes for the first strum. 1, which you can see on the tab in the walkthrough. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And maybe even the bass notes as well on the start of beat 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. That way you get some kind of nice change in sort of dynamics. You've got the bassier notes and then kind of on the 1 and the 3, and then the more trebly notes and other parts of the bar. So instead of going down, 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 up, down, up. So again, that rhythm again is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and, you know, aim to play the bass notes for the first and the third strum. So go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. If that makes sense. And it's it will sound, you know, it's that extra bit nicer. Cool. So the chords for the first and second verse is basically you've got this 4-bar phrase that's repeated, okay, which are E minor, G, D major, E minor. And you just loop that round. Cool, so then we'll go through the chorus sections. Again, nice and simple, classic kind of pop songwriting from Bruce. And it's all about the layers and the vocal melody over the top. Cool, and then, so the first and second choruses, what we've got is a 7-bar progression. And these are the chords. So C major, G, D major, E minor, C major, G major, D major. Cool. So that's the first and the second choruses. Nice and simple. Cool. So I'm going to put the now go through the chords that are behind the guitar solo. So these are any guitar solos are available on Patreon as well. So head over to patreon.com/Bruce Springsteen guitar if you want to access the guitar solos. But these are the chords that are underneath the guitar solos. So they're both pretty much exactly the same in terms of structure, apart from this second solo has an extra 2 bars of this. So other than that, they're pretty much the same. Okay, so let's go through the. So what's happening really is you've got the chords underneath a verse section, so the verse chords, and the chorus chords within this guitar solo section. Okay, so I'll just show you that. So you basically pretend like you're playing a verse, and then pretend like you're playing a chorus, and then you've got this the kind of 2 bars of this riff afterwards. So E minor for 2 bars, sorry, 1 bar, and then G, D major, E minor, and then obviously loop that round. Cool, then we've got a C major, G major, D major, E minor, C major, G major, D major, and then basically 2 bars of that kind of standard 4-bar riff, yeah? So it was in the intro and the break. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Cool, so nice and simple. And again, for the second guitar solo, you're just adding 2 more bars of that. Cool, again, play around with dynamics for that riff bit as well. You know, bass notes to start with. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Cool, okay, so that is the chords behind the guitar solos. Now let's take a look at the middle 8. It's slightly different. Chord progression. We've also got the B major here as well. So we've got a D major to E minor 3 times. 2, same strumming pattern. 2. And we've got a G major. Cool, and this is where you've got this B chord, which just goes down really well. It's technically a C. But we want to call it a B, otherwise, yeah, it will cause a bit more confusion. Okay, so this is the B chord, and what's going to happen is, strumming wise, I've suggested something slightly different here. Again, don't forget you can slow down any of the YouTube videos with the cog icon, and this is not just for my channel, for every single YouTube video. Click on the cog icon in the bottom right hand corner, you can slow it down. That might help you with the tab, speed up and slowing down. Don't forget this song structure will be in the description as well. So in terms of strumming, what we've got is you've got 1, this is what I've suggested, coincide with the kind of the drums as well, with Max building up on the I think it's the snare and the floor tom. So it's a nice build up. So what you've got is you've got 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So basically you've got one crotch hit or quarter note, downstroke, 6 quavers or eighth notes. So down, up, down, up, down, up. You count that as 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and then just carry on with quavers for the next bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Cool, so the whole of the middle 8 will go like this. D major, D minor, and then you do that 3 times. One more time. G major, and then B. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So cool, so it's just kind of a chord that appears outside the key, but really makes it sound quite interesting. Cool, okay, so that's the middle 8. Cool, so what I'm also going to do is, in the backing track that I've made for this, that you can hear in the walkthrough, I wanted to try and capture some of the other parts that you can kind of hear in those, especially those break sections. There seems to be quite a lot of layers, maybe some overdubs, different instruments kind of playing the same chords. And what I thought is happening is maybe kind of an octave higher of what's going on here for guitar part 3, which I've put on the backing track. It's the same rhythm, but what you're going to do is basically go, again, still with capo fret 1, open string, and then 10, 10, or technically 9 because of the capo. So 9, 9, and then you've got 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so just technically you've got to call this the 9th fret, and this the 12th fret, bar the 9th fret on the D and the G strings, and then little finger on the 12th fret of the B string. So you're going to go, again, do the same rhythm. And then what you're going to do, so that's kind of an E5 chord, and then, which is the same as that one, just higher pitched. And this kind of note cuts through a little bit more, which I can hear on the record. And then your middle finger then goes to the 10th fret of the B string. Again, do the same rhythm. So you've got this 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then bar 4, just stay on that sus4. Again, same rhythm as we did before. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So again, if you look on the song structure, I think that comes in on the kind of the second round in the intro, and then in all the other kind of break sections. Okay, so again, it might be other things going on this song that haven't quite picked up. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you think I've missed a few things out. There's a few kind of little kind of twiddly bits that you can hear. So for that, really, I think really what's happening is just kind of either Niels or Bruce is kind of arpeggiating the chords a little bit, maybe playing a few open string, something like that to add a bit of variation. So that's kind of what I call guitar part 3. Again, in the song structure I've shown where I think that comes in. Now what I also think is happening is another guitar part, but with capo on fret 3. Okay, again, it's pretty much the same as kind of the same sort of thing as what you're doing in the normal riff with capo fret 1, but it just kind of adds a bit of another layer and make it a bit sort of cut through a little bit more. So this is what I call guitar part 2. Okay, and again, if you're in a band situation, one person could play capo 3, one person could play in capo 1, and you can do slightly different chord voicings, and I think that's pretty much what, again, Bruce does. You know, sometimes you'll see them playing live, and I don't know, Susie Tyrell was playing acoustic with the capo in a different position, playing different chord voicings to say Bruce or Niels or Stevie or whatever. So, and that's what they get that really huge sound from. So I think this is what is happening here as well. So fret-wise, again, this is guitar part 2, kind of in the main riffs. Okay, so you can play it from the A string, 0, 0, first finger, second fret G, third finger, third fret B. Again, I'm counting it with a capo there as well. And again, same rhythm as we've got in our normal riff. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're basically just going to take your first finger off for this bit here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 3, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. And I think he's also doing something like this on bar 4. You can hear a little bit of a run. So I think it's something like this. So either with the A string or without the A string. So 3, 2, 0 on the D string. This is in bar 4. So that in bar 4 with guitar part 2 will go like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, if that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. You can hear some sort of run and these bits. So what I'll do is I'll suggest I'll play the whole of those 4 bars of guitar part 2. So I think what's happening in a lot of these, these riffs is you've got 3 guitars playing, or maybe even more than that, to really kind of add some volume and layers to the song. So this guitar part 2, this kind of main riff. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Time for that last bar again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So it just sounds really nice. Again, adds another layer and makes it sound really cool. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Any comments or suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comment suggestions in the comments section. Feel free to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And obviously head over to Patreon if you want to access any of the guitar solos, or obtain sort of the Guitar Pro files or guitar PDFs or backing tracks and things like that, or requesting any songs. Cool, so thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you next week. Cheers, bye.